Okay, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to draw oblique sketches. Our steps are going to be the same as perspective in that we're going to first construct the box, then we're going to draw the faces that are touching the edges of our box, our faces of the box. Then we're going to fill in the inside lines, and then as we're going, we're going to darken the object lines, and then finally we're going to shade. Okay, we're going to do the same object. We're going to start with this object over here. Okay, in this case we don't need to use a vanishing point, but what we're going to do is we're going to construct our box by finding first the overall width and height. Okay, our width is going to be 1, 2, 3, and then we don't want to forget this back section here, so that's going to be 4 wide. Okay, so we're going to find a couple of points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 high. Okay. We're going to make some construction lines to make the front face of our box. And those are drawn in very lightly. Okay. And now the tricky part is the depth. Okay. We see the depth is going to be 2, but we can't just count back 1, 2 diagonals because a diagonal is not the same distance as either of the legs of this, what would be a triangle. Okay, so we're going to go back, and in fact what we want to do is a half depth because it's cabinet. So what we really want to count back is 1 unit. Okay, and the way that we can do that is either by measuring or by using a protractor, or I'm sorry, a compass. So we're going to use a compass. We're going to start it at one of these, and then we're going to measure it over to 1. Okay, so I'm going to drag it to this corner, then I'm going to bring it up like so. Okay, so this is going to give me the depth that I will need. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a construction line, and I want to build this construction line at 45 degrees. So I'm going to come back and I'm just going to connect these on a diagonal. Okay, so I already know that my depth is going to be only to about right here. So I'm going to go to right there. Then where those two lines intersect, then I can start measuring upwards. Okay, the same thing here. I'm going to go 45 degrees. Same up here. 45 degrees, and then I'm just going to go vertically right from where this guy was to right here, and then same thing across. Okay, so there is my construction box for this piece. Alright, okay, so step 2 is going to be to draw the faces. Alright, so I see this front face, and it's going to have a rectangular shape here that is 3 wide by 2 tall. So I'm going to use my marker. I know it's going to be 2 units tall by 1, 2, 3 units wide. Then I'm going to construct my lines. Okay, so there's that. And I know that this right face is just going to be this same section going backwards. So I'm going to go up 45 degrees back that way. Oh, that's not 45 degrees at all. I need to go 45 degrees back to there. Good. Okay, and now I need this top portion. Okay, so I see that this top portion is about halfway back of the depth. So I'm going to count back. It's going to be about halfway here. I could use my compass, okay, which actually we will do because we want to keep things correct. Okay, so I'm going to move him. And this time we want it to be a distance of half. Since we cut the distance in half already, and it's only a distance of halfway back, we're going to mark him right here. We're going to have his line go right there. Okay, so that's where my construction line is going to be. So right where those two meet, I'm going to come across here. All right. And additionally, I know that this part goes 1, 2 for the width. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go diagonal. And we're going to start to clean this guy up with some object lines. So we're going to switch to object. We're going to construct our 3 faces. Face 1 is going to be these lines. Be that front rectangle. Face 2 will be right here, down to here, and up to here. And then face 3 is just this section up here that's touching, that we just created. That's going to go right here. This is going to be kind of a smaller one, especially since we're in cabinet, which means half depth. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so step 3 is we're going to draw the insides. Okay? So from here, we're going to have to start doing some construction lines. Okay? I know that this line right here is going to be depth. So I know it's going to go back on a 45-degree angle. Okay? Additionally, I can see that this line right here is going to be height. It's right here, goes down here. This back wall is going to be width, so he starts here, comes across this way. And we can kind of start to see where these intersections take place are where our lines will kind of fill in. Okay, this one goes downward. Okay, so that's where that line will be. Okay, this one also will go downward. Okay, and we need to get our depth going for this part. Okay, so what we're going to kind of start to do now is to start to clear this up just a little bit. Okay, where these things will connect. Okay, so the first thing, one of the first things we need to do to help clear this up is to once again use a compass to get a width of half. So we're going to start right here, move him about half, that's kind of close. Okay, and we're going to start right here because I want this line to be, it's going to show me along here basically where this top ledge will start. So I'm going to take a construction line, I'm going to go right to where this meets right here, so it should be about halfway back, and it's going to go, I'm going to go ahead and stretch this all the way across, because what it's going to do, I'm going to start to fill in object lines to show why we're doing this, is it's going to give me a few different lines. For one, it tells me how tall this line is, so it goes down to here. Okay. Additionally, it's going to tell me this depth right here only goes back to right there, which then also shows me how this line connects right here. Okay, got this height that goes to here, to that back wall, and I've got this back wall right here. So we can kind of start to see it take shape now. Okay, now additionally, I can go here at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to kind of skip ahead to an object line. I know if I go back this way, it would be at 45 degrees, so I can kind of just connect it to right here. Okay. Then the last thing that I need is I need it to go back half of right here. Okay, so I'm going to use my compass one more time. Start at this line, distance of about half. I'm going to bring it to this corner right here. Okay, and I want it to go halfway back. Okay, you need to go away. And just delete. Okay, we're just going to leave him here because he doesn't want to delete for some reason. Okay, Then I'm using a construction line to go from where it crosses right here to over here. That's going to give me where this comes down. So to about right there, and then across here. Okay? So, with all of that, that shows me this whole section in oblique, okay? Then all I have left to do is my last step, which is shading it in. So I'll do this front face in a light gray. All of these front faces will be light gray. Okay, and then I'm going to do my right side as the darker shading. Okay, so that's how we do oblique.